originally from Alaska. I grew up in Alaska, and I know a lot of people don't know that much about Alaska because I always get like really weird comments after the shows. You know, people will come up to me like, "You're really from Alaska? Wow, you're pale for an Eskimo." What am I supposed to say to that? Well, you're from the lower 48. You're pale for a Cherokee. When I moved down here, I actually met a guy who didn't know Alaska's cold. He didn't. He actually thought Alaska was a tropical island. I asked him why he thought that. He's like, well, in my high school geography book, Alaska was always right next to Hawaii in the middle of the ocean. Oh, that kind of logic. You must also think that California is purple. I mean, how do you not know Alaska's cold? I mean, in the wintertime, it actually gets so cold, you can throw water in the air, it will freeze before it hits the ground. I once spit in a guy's face and chipped his tooth. But now I live out here in the West, which I really like. As a comic, though, you gotta travel all over the country. A few weeks ago, I did a road trip out to the East Coast and back. I was traveling with another comic friend of mine, which was a lot of fun. The only problem was my friend made me do all of the driving on the trip. Made me drive the entire way. And the reason he did that is because he's black and I'm white. Therefore, according to him, I can speed and police won't give me a ticket. I know. He told me that. I said, fine, I'll drive, but if someone cuts us off, you have to shoot them. Which I thought was fair. I mean, I admit I fall for stereotypes just as much as anyone else. I do. For example, I have another comic friend who I travel with who is Asian, and whenever we travel together, I'm the one who insists that I do all the driving. It sounds horrible, I know, but I'm sorry, I do not trust my Asian comic friend to drive. Mostly because she's a woman. Oh, no. You're right, ladies, that joke is only funny when we're making fun of someone's race. Races are okay, but you stay away from me. Well, don't worry though, I don't do too many jokes about stereotypes, because we all know for the most part stereotypes aren't true. They're not. I mean, for example, there's a stereotype out there that Hispanic people like to drive lowriders. That's not true, it's not. It's just that whatever car they're in naturally rides low because there's so many people crammed inside. See, and that is why stereotypes are wrong. It's not just the negative stereotypes that are wrong, though. I think positive stereotypes are just as bad. They are. Because positive stereotypes require people to live up to those expectations. You know, and you know, for every positive stereotype out there, there's somebody who can't live up to it. Right? Somewhere out there has to be a Jewish guy who's not good with money. There has to be a gay guy who doesn't have fashion sense, out wandering around in plaid pants and a sweater vest. I mean, did you ever stop and think about the poor Amish guy who can't grow facial hair? Or what about the Samoan midget? I mean, I bet you there's even a Mexican out there who can't get his wife pregnant. All right, you can't laugh at 9 stereotypes in a row, then boo the 10th one. That's bullcrap, people. Tells the white people who boo that joke, Mexicans love it. I think it's a good judge of someone's sense of humor if they can laugh at their own stereotype like that. I do. I mean, for example, I grew up in Alaska, and the first girlfriend I ever dated was half Eskimo. On our first date, she took me out clubbing. We ended up killing 2 seals. And don't get mad, okay? That was her joke, all right? She came up with that. I thought that was really funny, you know? What wasn't funny is when I was in Idaho when the state quarters were coming out, and a guy told me he thought Alaska Alaska State Quarter should have an Eskimo clubbing a baby seal. I know, see, I was like, dude, that's too far, man. That would be like Idaho State Quarter having a Mr. Potato Head wearing a KKK mask. And that's why we don't put stereotypes on state quarters. Can you imagine what that would be like? You know, Utah State Quarter would just have two guys with name tags riding bicycles. Nevada would be a senior citizen at a slot machine. And Montana would just be a sheep and a condom. And you can't shake your head at that joke. That's the only state where Victoria's Secret has a wool section. Look it up, man. I got a good-looking crowd here tonight. Nice couple here in the front row. You guys look like you just got married in a drive-through wedding chapel. Who that? Every church in this town has a drive-through wedding chapel. Have you guys seen that? Why do we have drive-through wedding chapels? You know, just the way God intended. I think when we have drive-through wedding chapels, we should take it a step further. My idea? Drive-through confessionals. Drive-through confessionals. We could call them a sin and go. How awesome would that be? You know, you pull them in the outside of a church, there's a sign with the 10 Commandments on it, a speaker inside of a burning bush. Voice comes out, thank you for coming to church. How can I save your soul today? Yeah, hi. I did a number 1. Number 4. Number 5, supersize. 6 and a 9 at the same time. And 10 number 10s. Actually, put me down for 11 number 10s. I'm going to do that again on the way home. Thanks.